Let go of the people who dull your shine, poison your spirit, and bring you drama. Cancel your subscription to their issues. People think being alone makes you lonely, but I don't think that's true. Being surrounded by the wrong people is the loneliest thing in the world. Welcome to our cosmic journey, everyone. Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello, I'm Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, February 9th through Saturday, February 15th, 2025. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. Our fantastic February night sky has Mercury moving into superior conjunction. Mercury, the messenger, the planet of communication, goes behind to the other side of the sun from our perspective here on Earth. Mercury begins to emerge in the evening sky at the end of February and will be easiest to spot the first few weeks in March. We start off the week on February 9th with the bright waxing gibbous moon. It will move close to Mars and the twin stars of the constellation Gemini, the twin stars of Castor and Pollux. In the evening of February 9th, the moon will occult or pass in front of the planet Mars. If you look outside on the night of February 9th and don't see Mars, that's because Mars is behind the moon. The moon and Mars, they rise before sunset and then they set before sunrise. The waxing gibbous moon on February 11th will be near Regulus, the royal heart of the lion, the brightest star in the constellation Leo. The next night, on February 12th, the full snow moon will be close to Regulus. Regulus, though, might be lost in the glare of the bright full moon. And on February 14th, Valentines Day, the cosmos gifts us with the Queen of Heaven, the jewel of the night sky, Venus, reaching its greatest brilliancy in the evening sky. Over the next several weeks, Venus will drop closer to the western horizon, losing a small amount of its brightness each night. Venus then will slip away from the evening sky in March and re-emerge in the morning sky in April as our morning star. The 7 original planets first used in astrology, or the OGs as I call them, that you can see without aid of telescope or binoculars, just like the first original astrologers did, they are starting off the week lined up as such. We have the sun in fixed air Aquarius, the moon is home happy in her castle in the sign of Cancer, Mercury is in fixed air Aquarius ruled by Saturn, Venus is now in her detriment in the sign of Aries, Mars is still in its fall, retrograde in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter, the kingly planet, is in its detriment in the sign of Gemini, out of its retrograde cycle though now, and Saturn is in Pisces direct, Pisces being ruled by Jupiter. Sunday, February 9th, the week starts off with the courage of your convictions, backing up and taking action about how you truly feel. The moon is in cardinal water Cancer. She's at home in her castle, where she has everything and then some as far as what she needs to do something about how she feels. Cancer is cardinal water, which leads us into a new season, a new chapter. Just because Cancer is sensitive and cares, Cancer being the sign of I feel, Cancer is not a weak sign of the zodiac because she's emotional. Emotion is energy, and with the moon at home in Cancer, when you're in touch with how you feel, when you are connected to your emotional body, moon at home in Cancer, then you have all of that energy and emotion that is prompting you, encouraging you to take action, Cancer being a cardinal sign of the zodiac, to take action and back it up with how you feel. We are in waxing gibbous moon phase now. We are just a few days away from the exact moment of the culmination, the full moon coming up in the sign of Leo. As we approach the exact moment of the full moon, the energy and the cosmic power is condensing, it's growing, it's intensifying. The moon at home in Cancer, as we start off the week on the 9th, is making aspects to the greater and lesser malefics, Saturn and Mars. The moon at home in Cancer makes a conjunction to Mars retrograde in Cancer in its fall placement, Mars being the lesser malefic. Then the moon in Cancer will make a water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces, ruled by Jupiter, Saturn being the greater malefic. The moon in Cancer conjunct Mars in Cancer is the finally getting rid of what you have been putting up with that has been a drain and making you sick for quite a while. The Moon-Mars conjunction is very upsetting. It's like a kick in the stomach. Cancer rules over the stomach. And with this Moon-Mars conjunction, as we approach the exact moment of the full moon, the Mars is saying, no more, we're cutting this away, we're getting rid of it. It's time for it to go. And the action is taken. The moon then makes a water trine flow to Saturn in Pisces. The water trine flow between the moon and Saturn is actually the emotional support that holds you up while you are saying goodbye, getting rid of things where it has been long past the time that they should have been gone. The Saturn in Pisces cycle that we've been in is about finally seeing without any sugarcoating, Saturn being the realist, telling you it is what it is. This is the real deal that's going on here. The Saturn in Pisces is that wake-up call of wherever you've been avoiding and whatever you may have been addicted to, water being emotion. So we can, yes we do, get addicted to emotions. Anger, depression. Addictions are not just drugs and alcohol. Addictions can be addiction to emotion, people, situations, a job. We start off this week with the moon conjunct Mars, which is, I'm finally so fed up and aggravated, I'm getting rid of what needs to go emotionally. Remember, this is Cancer, which is emotion. So it's about the way things, people, situations, how it makes you feel, emotion, Cancer. Then that moon trine Saturn in the element of water is actually a supportive trine aspect that helps you out in the sense of no more denying that this has been going on for a long, long time. This is the planet Saturn, something that has been set into a pattern, something that you have been putting up with, the Saturn in Pisces. So this wonderful water trine aspect, Moon, Mars, Saturn, and the way it's playing out as we approach the full moon, with you finally having the strength and the emotion to get rid of things in your life connected to how it makes you feel, water, and it's time to say, and it will be, goodbye. Saturn and Mars, they get a bad rap in astrology. They're seen to be the bad guys, the evildoers, because they take things away that it is now time for it to go. So whatever it is that has been holding you up emotionally and potentially making you sick like an energy vampire, this is the Mars retrograde in Cancer in its fall placement. They're going to be gone. I'm very well aware that it's much more complicated than how I'm stating it, because if you've been in an abusive situation, marriage, relationship, job, if and when you are in an emotionally abusive situation, I know that it is so much easier to just say, well, it's over, there's a full moon, you're leaving. It's much more complicated when the emotions are involved and after you've been abused for potentially years, a long time. But this culmination point with the full moon in Leo, and as we are starting off the week with the moon at home in Cancer, meaning having the courage of your convictions, having the energy, the emotional energy backing you up with the moon at home in Cancer. When you finally feel, know, say to yourself and take the action, I'm done, it's over, and I'm doing something about it. Monday, February 10th, we have the moon moving into fixed fire, brave-hearted Leo. Loyal Leos get accused and called a lot of different names, but calling Leo a coward ain't one of them. The sign of Leo rules over the heart. Leo the lion loves ferociously with all of their heart, and the ferocious love that they feel includes not only the ferocious love for those they love, but the ferocious love for themselves. Because isn't that where it all begins? The respect, the dignity, the love, the worth, the self-esteem for yourself is the foundation. The moon in Leo, fixed fire Leo on this day, makes an opposition aspect to Pluto, now in cold, fixed air Aquarius. The opposition is a separation aspect. The moon, which is what you need in fixed fire Leo, which of course is love, is separating from the Pluto in Aquarius, which is the ice, where you have become frozen, where you have shut down and become frosty because the pain was just too great from the lack of love. The moon in Leo, opposition Pluto in Aquarius, is highlighting for us that it is now time to thaw and melt the ice, to shut down and freeze in fear and deny that something that's been happening to you has been happening to you for a long time perhaps, isn't keeping you safe and avoidant any longer. Tuesday, February 11th, we still have the moon in fixed fire loyal Leo, making a fire trine flow to Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries. Aries, being the first sign, the baby of the zodiac, is not frozen. A baby doesn't have a wall up between itself and the world. A baby isn't like a block of ice, frozen emotions, frozen love, frozen expression. The moon in Leo, making this fire trine flow to Chiron in Aries, is the healing, the melting of the ice, and connecting back to the true, unfrozen, authentic self in all of its humanness, in all of its emotions. All of it is welcome and necessary. Wednesday, February 12th, we now have the full moon at 24 degrees Leo. This full moon at 24 degrees brings in the third division, the third decanate of Leo, which has an Aries influence. The full moon, full culmination of the light and the awareness of the sun that the moon accepts, is the reflection back to us, just like looking in the mirror in the nighttime, because this is the moon, which shines in the nighttime, which shines, lights up in the darkness, the truth of how we really see ourselves. When the mask is off, when the lights go down, when it's quiet, and nobody's around and watching, it's just you, the mirror, and the full moon, asking yourself, telling yourself what you have been putting up with because you don't have the ferocious self-love to leave. You look in the full moon mirror and see very clearly that you're a coward. Thursday, February 13th, the moon is now in mutable Earth, Virgo. Virgo is all the little details that mean so much. All the tiny things. A word here, an action there, an insult here, a snide remark there. Virgo being ruled by Mercury, which is crystal clear communication. Virgo being the perfectionist, the judgmentalism, the crushing sense of perfectionism, and you better be perfect, you better look perfect, be perfect. which is utterly boring when all is said and done. This moon in Virgo, still in full moon energy in light, is taking a look at and becoming more aware of all the little things that you say and do to yourself in your own head, in your own inner dialogue, that destroys and tears down your self-worth and ferocious love and respect for yourself. Friday, February 14th, Friday, Venus's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, happy Love Day. Every day should be Love Day. But on this Valentine's Day, Venus, the planet of love, is shining at her brightest and most spectacular. Today we have Mercury, the planet of communication, the messenger, moving into its fall and detrimental placement in the sign of Pisces. Mercury in Pisces is highlighting for us, be careful of the words you speak and say to yourself. On the same day and evening, when Venus, the planet of love and self-worth, is shining at its highest and brightest. Venus shining and showing us that the love you seek and want, the relationship you would love to have, again, all begins with the respect and love you have for yourself first. The moon in Virgo makes an opposition, separating aspect to Saturn in Pisces. Virgo is the process of separating, removing what is fake, what is false, and as an earth sign, gets down to what is really real. The moon in Virgo opposition Saturn in Pisces gets very precise and particular, just like a Virgo, moon in Virgo, about what is needed to take the necessary steps to remove where the illusions and lies are, and take the necessary steps that walk you closer to your dream, your vision, your special, unique light that you are here to shine, which ultimately becomes a gift of service. Virgo loves their work. They're devoted to their work. When Virgo, and wherever this is in your particular chart, whether you are a Virgo or not, there is some type of devotion that you would do love, that doesn't feel like work at all. You do it because you love it. That Virgo component then becomes a devotion and a gift, a service back to the world and the cosmos that we need. Saturday, February 15th, we have the moon moving into cardinal air Libra, ruled by Venus. The moon in Libra makes an air trine flow to Pluto in Aquarius, and then an opposition to its ruler, Venus in Aries, its detriment. Moon trine Pluto in the element of air is now the movement, the making, the changes. Air is free, it's light, it has to not only communicate, but it just keeps moving. That's what it does. Then with the moon in Libra making that opposition to its own ruler, Venus in Aries, that is the separation aspect, the saying goodbye to all of the relationships in your life that are just one-sided. Venus in Aries, the relationships that are selfish, it's all about them, the narcissistic relationships, not just in love, but in all of the relationships that are not balanced, that are not cooperation, harmonious, the relationships where the communication isn't fair and even. Communication means to commune, to connect. The element of air is sound vibration. The air element tunes into what it wants to connect with, but also what it doesn't want to tune into. Moon opposition Venus, tuning out of the relationships that are just one-sided so that you can tune into the relationships and love that you want to be connected to. The element of air is clairaudient. It's very sensitive to noise, sound vibration. Air listens. The last aspect, the last connection of this week is the moon in Libra, what you need, which is love. The moon in Libra making an opposition to its own ruler, Venus, in Mars attacking Aries. Listen to what that is communicating to you as the last aspect of the week. Have a fabulous week, everyone, and I will see you all in the stars.